Oh yeah, that's right. This is Saf's life. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, this is Saf's life.
Hello, assalamu alaikum, and welcome to another video. So today is going to be cook a roast dinner with me, and for this roast dinner I'm going to be using chicken breasts because I just have been loving chicken breast as a roast dinner recently. So I thought, why not show you how I make a roast chicken with chicken breast, because last time I posted it on my story I had so many questions about how I cook mine and how I cook the gravy and how I do this and that. So I thought, why not film it for you as I am making it today. So let's get into this video. I have washed my chicken, which is in the sink right now, and I'm going to show you what I do to my chicken breast before I put anything on them and before I put them in the oven. But first, I'm going to preheat my oven to 180, between 180 and 190 degrees, so 185 degrees. Sorted. So for my chicken, I'm literally going to cut off this big bit here, and I'm going to use this another day, and I'm literally just going to have this part of the chicken breast for this meal. So I'm going to put this to the side here. I'm just going to cut this up and then put it in a bag for another meal for another day, because it's just a bit of a weird bit. I just never know how to cut it, and I just end up wasting loads of it. So I'm just going to cut it up and then save it and put it in the freezer. Okay, now that the chicken breasts are just by themselves and they have nothing, they've got a little bit on them. I'm going to take that off actually, and let's just see. Yeah, they're fine. So now that the chicken breasts are ready, I am going to put some cling film over and then bash them up a little bit, and I feel like this just makes them a little bit more tender. I'm going to use a rolling pin to just bash them out a little bit. Okay, so now that they are bashed out a little bit, I'm going to slice them very slightly through the top, and this is just so that the marinade goes all the way through. Not all the way, but just goes into it a little bit more. This knife is so blunt, it's crazy. I'm just going to do that all across the top of them. I don't know if this is the right thing to do, but this is how I do it, so this is what I'm going to show you. Now it's time to marinate them. So I'm going to put them straight into this pan here and put this in the sink. To marinate them, I'm going to use my usual spices, which I always use to marinate. So 1 teaspoon of cumin powder, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of coriander powder, 1 teaspoon of garlic and ginger paste, and then 1 teaspoon of green chili. This is ground green chilies, and then 1/4 teaspoon of haldi, turmeric powder, and then also 1/4 teaspoon of red chili powder. And then that is the marinade done. We just need to add a little bit of oil to make it into a paste. So I'm going to add the smallest amount of olive oil to this, so just a little bit, like that much to start, and then if we need to add more we can add more. But I just want it to be a paste so that I can spread it all over, like rub it into it. So I think that is perfect. Look at that, gorgeous, smells delicious. So there we go, that is done. Now I don't know about you guys, but I always use a glove to marinate my chicken, especially if it's got haldi or turmeric in it, because there's nothing worse than getting stained fingers. I'm going to take half of it and put it on one of them, and then half of it and put it on the other one, and then I'm literally just going to rub it into the chicken. And that is all. So the chicken is going to marinate while I get the potatoes ready and the vegetables ready, so that can just sit on the side for a little while. So normally I have a lot more veggies than peppers. I have these reduced baby corn and sugar snap peas. I don't even know if you're supposed to put them in the oven, but I am, because why not? I'm going to put these into the oven with some pepper and some garlic, and that is all of my vegetables for today because I need to go food shopping. I'm literally making this out of things that I've already got at home, apart from the chicken. I went to get the chicken. So I'm going to peel some potatoes. I'm using Maris Piper potatoes. I'm going to use 3, and then I'm just going to cut them up. So that's the first step. Also, I'm putting the kettle on to boil, ready to boil the potatoes. So I'm going to put a pan on this cooker to heat up too. I've got a bit of water boiling in this pan. I have my chicken here marinating. I have got the kettle on to boil. Now I'm going to start peeling my potatoes and chopping up my veg, ready to be put in with the chicken. So let's do that. So for the water, I'm going to add a little bit of salt while the water is starting to boil, and I'm going to add the rest of the boiling water to this as well. Might be a bit too much water, but never mind, we'll see. We'll have to take some out. Just adding the potatoes. Okay, definitely too much water in there. I'm going to use a cup to take it out because there's way too much water in there. And that should be fine. So the potatoes are going to cook until they are slightly boiled. Not too boiled because we need them to cook in the oven a little bit so they can get nice and crispy. But now I'm going to prepare the vegetables. I'm going to chop up my pepper. I'm going to check if these are okay. Hopefully they're okay. But let's go, let's do it. So these sugar snap peas and these baby corns are completely fine. So what I'm going to do is not use all of them because I will not eat all of them, like they won't get eaten. So I'm going to freeze them as well. So they're going to go in my freezer. And this is the vegetables. I'm going to add some garlic to them, like that. And I'm also going to add some herbs to this as well. I'm actually going to use my Mediterranean roasted vegetable herbs, which I haven't used before. I know these are not Mediterranean vegetables, but this smells so good. So I thought, why not try this? I'm just going to sprinkle some on. Normally I would literally just put on a pinch of mixed herbs, a pinch of dried mint, and some salt, pepper, and a bit of garlic powder or something like that. But today I'm going to be using this. I got this from B&M if you're wondering. It is the Schwartz Mediterranean vegetables bursting with herbs and spices. So I thought, why not try that today? A little bit different, but I like to do that. I like to experiment, try different things. I'm actually going to also be using the crispy roast potatoes from Schwartz as well, which I love. These are just my go-to things when I'm just lazy. Like, I just want quick and easy things. Don't want to have to open a million jars to kind of get good flavor. I don't know, I'm just lazy. Anyway, I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil on here, and then I'm going to put this in the oven right now before anything else, because I love it when my vegetables are cooked a lot, when they're really soft, really delicious. If they cook too much, then I will just take them out or cover them in foil or something, but I just love it when they're really nice and soft. So I'm going to put these in now. that not look amazing? The next thing I'm going to do is get the tray for the potatoes ready, because they are going to be done very soon, and I should have done this before really. So I've got a baking tray, I have got some foil, and I'm just going to flatten that down and put some olive oil on it, because we're going to heat this tray up before we put the potatoes on it. So once the potatoes are done, I'll show you what I mean. So quite a bit of oil. We like a lot of oil when we're cooking our roast potatoes. This is how much oil I've used. I've used olive oil. Sometimes I use vegetable oil. Depends on what I'm feeling like that day. This is going to go into the oven on the top just to heat up really nicely before we're ready for our potatoes to go on. Just checking to see how much our potatoes are cooked, and it looks like they're not very cooked. So some of them are softer than others, but we will leave them a little bit longer because we want them to be a little bit more done than they are. Sometimes I just like to stand over it just to get a little bit of a facial. I am now going to get my chicken ready, so I'm going to put some foil over my chicken. And that's ready to go in. I'm not going to put it in right now, but it will go in soon. I just completely forgot that I was supposed to add an onion to my vegetables. Oops. I got it out and everything. Let me do that now. It literally just went in, so it's not too late. I'm going to put the onion around the chicken because it will give it some extra flavour. I'm going to put some olive oil on top of the onions as well, so they don't burn. There we go. Put the lid back on. And that is ready for the oven. Okay, our potatoes are ready to be poured out. I'm just going to wash the sieve because I remember that I used it for chicken. Once my potatoes are drained out, I like to give them a little shake. Oh, they're very, very well done. So what I'm going to do is put them back into the pan. Oh my gosh, they're very, very well done. Whoopsie! And then we're going to add some olive oil. And we're going to also add our crispy roast potatoes mix. And this stuff is so delicious. So I'm going to just coat it a little bit. And then I'm going to kind of mix it about a bit. I don't want to mix it too much because they're very flaky. We'll see what I'm going to do. I'm going to mix it with a spatula. I should probably put some salt and pepper on here as well. Salt and pepper going on. A little bit more oil. Oh my gosh, these are going to be so delicious. Cannot wait to eat this. Okay, that is ready for the oven. So, our tray is out. I'm just going to pour this onto here. Woo, can you hear the sizzle? Mashed potato, anyone? Spread them. Oh, I just touched the pan and that really hurt. I'm just going to spread them out so that they have space to cook on all sides. Like that. And then I'm going to put a little bit more olive oil on top. And this will just help them crisp up. Okay, so that's going to go back into the oven now. And I'm also going to put the chicken in. And that is most of the roast dinner done. So I'm just going to taste the potato. That is going to be delicious. Definitely. Now it is time to make our stuffing. So the kettle has already been boiled, so I'm not going to boil it again. No point wasting electric. Sage and onion stuffing mix. You can get this from Tesco, Asda. I got mine from M&S because I was in M&S. It comes in sachets like this. This one has 2 sachets in there. But I never ever use the whole one unless I'm making a roast dinner for my whole family. But I haven't done that in the longest time because obviously lockdown and all that. So I'm literally just going to make enough for me because I'm the only person who likes it. So I'm going to make this much. And then I'm going to seal the bag with a food clip and stick it back in. Now, I never read the box instructions because I always make it the same way. But for the sake of this video, I will. So you just need a sage and onion stuffing mix, butter and boiling water. I don't want to go by the instructions. I'm just going to do it how I know how to do it. So I'm just going to put some water in. Let it soak up, give it a little mix. You can use whatever you want to mix it. I'm using the knife that I've already used. Wait for it to soak up a little bit and to add a little bit of butter. That is a lot of butter. Oops. Give it another mix. And then I'm just going to let it sit there, cover it with a tea towel for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to come back, roll them into balls, and then stick them in the oven with the rest of the food. Can't stop eating that potato, it's so good. I don't ever time my roast dinner. I do it by how it looks. And that's it basically. So this is what's happening right now. Now it is time where you clean your kitchen, put everything away that you don't need anymore, and then come back. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'll see you in a minute. So I've checked on the food a couple of times and everything looks good. We're just looking for it to be all cooked at the same time. So mine looks like it is going to be cooked all at the same time. So I'm going to now start on the peas. So I'm going to boil the kettle again because it has been a while since I boiled it. I'm going to put one of my cookers on. So then I'm going to use a little pan because I'm only doing a few peas. What I also did was emptied out the juice of the chicken. When all the water's released from the chicken, I poured that into a jug so that this is going to be for my gravy. This is how I make my special gravy. So that is ready to be made into gravy. I cannot wait. This is how my gravy tastes so good. What is it, baby? Wow, that's beautiful.
I'll cry for mine, Nanny.
Love it. Now I'm going to put my Yorkshire puddings in. These take 4 minutes in the oven. So as these are cooking, I'm going to do my gravy and then we will have everything ready at the same time. I like to use the same pan as the potatoes. Look how delicious these potatoes look already. Oh my god. And that is all done. So now I'm going to put this back in the freezer and then we're going to start on the gravy. So for the gravy, I'm going to actually heat this up in the microwave again. You can do it on a pan if you want to, but quicker in the microwave. I'm just going to put it in for 30 seconds, see if it's hot enough. It needs to be boiling, okay? So I got this out about 10 minutes ago, so it's cooled down a little bit. It's still warm, but I'm going to just heat it up properly again in the microwave. And the gravy that I'm going to use is Bisto onion gravy. This one is the one that I always use. You can use the powder, you can do it on a pan, you can do it however you like, but I'm just showing you how I do it. I use the onion gravy granules, and this just makes it so delicious. Oh my gosh. Doing it for another 30 seconds because I don't think that's hot enough. My peas are boiling away. Cannot wait to eat this roast dinner. I might just get the plates out while I'm waiting. We're going to use 4 teaspoons to start with of gravy granules. So I'm going to just put that straight into the water that we just took out of the microwave. I can't remember if that was 3 or 4. Just add a little one just in case. So and then I'm going to mix that up. I'm not going to add any water to it yet. And look how thick that goes. So good. And then you want to add a bit of water at a time until you're happy with the thickness of it. So I'm going to just do that. Add a little bit at a time and mix it up. So I've made it too thin. I don't like it when it's really thin. I'm going to add a few more teaspoons of gravy granules. So I'm going to add 2 more and just keep mixing. So this looks perfect. Look how delicious and thick that is. Oh my god, this is just perfect.
Is this still clean?
Delicious. Okay, that's ready. Oh, spicy.
Mommy.
So my peas are now cooked. I'm going to turn them off. I'm going to start getting everything out of the oven. So my stuffing, my veggies, which look a little bit burnt, not gonna lie. My chicken. For my chicken, I'm going to slice it up into strips so that the kids can have some too. I'm actually going to wash some of the chicken because it is very spicy, so the kids' chicken won't be too spicy. Now I'm just going to dish it all out so that my plate is ready. So this is what my dinner looks like. I cannot wait to eat it. So that is going to be the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Assalamu alaikum. Bye.
Oh yeah, that's right. This is Saf's life. Oh yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, this is Saf's life.